Big brands don't have better websites because they spend more money on design. That idea sounds comforting, but it's wrong. Money helps, yes, but it's not the reason their websites work. What actually separates big brands from everyone else is how they think about what a website is meant to do. To a big brand, a website is not an art project. It's not a showcase of creativity. And it's definitely not a place to impress other designers. A website is a decision-making tool. Before colors, layouts, or animations are even discussed, big brands start with a much more uncomfortable question. What exactly should happen when someone lands here? Should the visitor trust us? Should they sign up? Should they buy? Should they contact us? Everything on the page exists to support that single outcome. There's direction. There's restraint. Nothing is fighting for attention because everything knows its role. Small businesses often start from the opposite direction. They start with structure instead of intent. Home, about, services, gallery, contact. They add information hoping clarity will emerge on its own. It doesn't. Big brands understand that if a visitor has to think too hard about what to do next, the website has already failed, no matter how good it looks. This mindset also shapes how they approach design speed. Big brands are ruthless about performance, not because they love technology, but because they understand human behavior. People don't wait. Slow websites quietly destroy trust. So big brands choose simple layouts, readable text, and disciplined visuals. They remove anything that slows the experience down, even if it looks impressive. Small businesses often do the opposite. They chase uniqueness, large images, animations, sliders, effects. But a beautiful website that hesitates is still a bad website. Another thing big brands rarely do is constantly reinvent structure. Once a layout works, they repeat it. Same flow, same logic, same expectations. They change messaging and content, but the structure stays familiar. That consistency reduces friction. Visitors don't need to relearn how the site works on every page. Small businesses redesign each page like it's a new idea. Different layouts, different styles, different rhythms. The result isn't creativity, it's confusion. Big brands also design with a hard reality in mind. Most visitors will never see the site on a laptop. Mobile comes first. Text is shorter. Buttons are clearer. Scrolling is intentional. If it works well on a phone, it works everywhere. Now, here's the part most people get wrong. Big brands do not rush their websites. They don't gamble, and they don't publish carelessly. But they also don't wait for perfection. They wait for the right kind of readiness. Before a site goes live, they make sure 3 things are true. First, the message is clear. A stranger should immediately understand who the brand is, what it offers, and why it matters. Second, the experience is stable. Pages load, links work, nothing feels fragile. Stability builds trust faster than polish ever could. Third, the website can be improved safely after launch. They don't ship something delicate. They ship something solid enough to evolve. Once those conditions are met, they launch. Not because the site is finished, but because they know the real work starts after real users arrive. Big brands understand something many people resist. A website is not a final product. It's a living system. That's why they're comfortable improving it over time. They watch how people behave, where they scroll, where they hesitate, where they leave, and then they adjust. They don't argue endlessly over opinions. They let behavior guide decisions. This is also why they repeat layouts instead of constantly redesigning them. Repetition allows measurement. If everything changes at once, you never know what actually worked. Small businesses change everything at the same time, and then wonder why nothing improves. Big brands never make that mistake. They also understand the difference between ownership and responsibility. They own the message, the brand, and the outcome, but they don't insist on personally managing every technical layer underneath. Infrastructure is handled. Security is handled. Updates are handled. Their attention stays where it matters: clarity, trust, and growth. This is the part people miss when they try to copy big brand websites by copying colors, fonts, or layouts. The advantage isn't aesthetic, it's strategic. Focus over decoration, stability over cleverness, iteration over perfection. Once you adopt that mindset, building a website stops feeling overwhelming. It stops being a once-in-a-lifetime decision and becomes what it actually is, a practical tool that improves with use. Platforms like Olet fit naturally into this way of thinking, not because they replace strategy, but because they remove unnecessary technical friction. They allow non-technical teams and small businesses to apply big brand logic without carrying big brand overhead. And that's the real lesson. Big brands don't win online because they rush. They win because they wait for clarity, launch with intent, and keep improving long after everyone else is still almost ready.